Geraint, I am absolutely delighted that we are talking today. You have an incredibly impressive career. You are, goodness, an award-winning transformation leader, a CMO, a writer, an executive coach. You have held significant leadership roles with the likes of Odeon. So I am really looking forward to this conversation today.
It's great to be here, and I think I need you to kind of follow me around every day and just help, make me feel good about myself, because that's great. Thank you.
Consumer behaviour is evolving rapidly at the moment. What have you identified those trends to be, and what are your sort of predictions for the future?
I think the main challenge for businesses is to kind of keep a pace, make sure that their content, their channels are all in the right places, the right kind of places their customers want to access it. One thing is definitely true is we're more obsessed with our smartphones than we've ever been before. So, when you're thinking about your strategy, that's a key part to focus on, I'd say.
What has been really key to empower technology adoption during a transformation program?
One thing that's really, really key is for everyone to be sort of bought into it from an executive level. When companies undertake to develop a new mobile app or a new website in a certain way, they don't necessarily understand it. So I think it's really, really key that as an executive team and throughout the whole company where possible, to really educate them about it.
Shifting customer needs and behaviours. What can be done for businesses to really build capability for the future? Because nothing is staying the same, is it?
The key thing is to be investing in new technology. If they're not already on a transformation journey, they absolutely should be. Obviously a lot of companies, as you know yourself, have really, really accelerated those efforts during COVID-19, but they shouldn't slow down at this point.
During a digital transformation, what measures need to be in place to communicate with your customers effectively?
From an internal customer perspective, I definitely think taking a nice structured program-led approach, even if you're using Agile and Scrum and doing amazing different product-led developments. I also think a bit of structure around the communications is really important. From an external perspective, I mean, it's amazing how few companies still listen or speak to their customers, which I think is really true in B2B or B2C or any kind of avenue. That's the key really, is definitely have a good dialogue with your customers, try and take on board that feedback as much as you can.
How can businesses continue to adjust to artificial intelligence?
Well, I think first thing is to say is take it seriously, extremely seriously. A lot of the technology, the language is extremely confusing. It can be quite intimidating, honestly. Can really be hard to get your head around. But the sooner you kind of begin to learn it and start to work with it, I think that's to the benefit of everyone, really.
In your opinion, what role does data and analytics play in digital transformation?
I think the key is to invest in that analytics capability. Even look at a data science footing, which is going to again be more and more important for companies to really understand what that data is telling them. Not just to collate it, but actually look at it, action it, do something about it. Try and spot the trends and insights that might just really be there but aren't necessarily apparent. So from that kind of board level perspective, to really be driven by strong analysis of that data. Use it to kind of see whether you're meeting the KPIs and objectives.
How can you ensure that the return of investment is clearly visible with businesses who are significantly investing during periods of transformation?
My counsel to companies, and certainly whenever I undertake a transformation program myself, is the kind of, there is a certain leap of faith, a certain moment where you have to invest in a team, in technology, in assets that maybe you don't have currently, just to take it forward. But I would always say that the ROI comes from obviously literally seeing results, but you should always try and produce those as soon as possible, I think, as a digital transformation function. But it's not always overnight, so sometimes it does require a little bit of patience. But I think knowing where you're trying to get to, what your objectives are, that's the key thing, and they'll come soon enough.
G, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. My goodness, we've covered a lot of ground, but it just demonstrates how much complexity there is with digital transformation, the technology, changing consumer habits, and there is so much that you've brought to the table, which is incredibly insightful and thought-provoking. So I've genuinely really enjoyed the conversation today.
That's great. Thank you so much. It was really, really great to talk about these topics. They're really challenging for most companies out there, and that's okay. The key is talking about it, involving your knowledge, and it's been great to talk about it with you today. Thank you.